drugs and alcohol of Muslims is food. That's the only halal antidepressant they have. And you shouldn't go to food as an antidepressant. But if you do it, I can't say you did something haram. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they suffer the hardships of life and they want to heal themselves. They want to assuage their pain. And they do it through, they don't want to drink. They're not going to go womanizing. They're not going to take drugs. So maybe they'll smoke cigarettes and find some word that says it's makruh, but they shouldn't do that, it's haram. So they eat. That's not the right way to solve spiritual problems. But people do without even realizing it. What kind of eating they call that? Emotional eating. I'm down about things. I feel like I want to be happy. Why do we have Sufism then? The whole subject matter of tasawwuf is fixing this heart. And again, there are many wonderful shuyukh. They are overweight. So don't take me wrong on this. Don't take me wrong that I'm hurting them, and I don't mean to hurt their feelings. I'm saying in general, if you are a man of the Quran, a man of Allah, part of religion is to know how to handle emotional ups and downs and spiritual ups and downs. And if you cure that by eating, then that is indicative that you don't know how to solve these problems properly. Emotional problems, spiritual problems should be cured by a number of things prescribed by our religion, one of which is socially eating. Getting together with your friends and inviting them to food that you cooked, or being invited and eating with them, 100% is one of the ways that will solve sadness. It's one of the ways. There are worldly ways, and that's one of them. And it's a sunnah to do that. There is a sahabi who said that I would much prefer to slaughter animals, to spend all day cooking, and then to invite my companions for a dinner, than to spend the whole day in the masjid worshiping Allah. Why? Because people heal when... I'm not against social eating. Eating to bring the jama'ah together, to bring friends together, to bring your family together. That I'm not against. So what we're only saying is that problem that a lot of people have, which is, I feel just down about things. Let me just go into the kitchen, right? Let's go out. I feel down. Let's go out. Let's order something. But you don't need to eat. You're just eating for emotional solutions. That's not the right way to do things. Can't say it's haram. Can't say these people have done something unlawful. We're saying you're doing something harmful to yourself. Most people, I believe, a lot of the sadness is actually related to nutrition, believe it or not. We're ingesting garbage into our bodies non-stop these days. And the more I learn for nutrition, the more shocked I get. I'm like, everything is bad. Anything that has a commercial is bad, right? When was the last time you saw a commercial for like apples? You don't need commercials for these, for oranges and bananas and apples and lettuce, right? And water. Water has commercials.
That's like expensive nonsense.
Those are scam. That's scam water.
Scam water.
$5 for Fiji water. Okay. Everything that has a commercial for it, it's the bad stuff that has commercials for it. So eat right, get some sun, sleep right, be with your friends, go out in nature. These are the natural antidepressants that all humans have access to, and that's what I like to call the earthly spirituality, the worldly spirituality that everyone has access to. So tasawwuf in Islam, spirituality in Islam does not entail reading mystical books, getting involved in all sorts of mysticisms, doing everything fringy in Sharia. No. It involves locking down the 7 limbs from zina, from haram, from all these things. Then add to your heart after you've cleansed the plate. Now you can start adding the food. I mean by that, as an analogy, a little bit of Quran every day. Pick up a misbah and never let it go from your hand while you're driving, while you're sitting. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. That is the tasawwuf, the real amali tasawwuf that's going to bring the realities that you're reading about in your heart directly. Prayer on time, prayer in the masjid, suhbah of salihin, listening to the Quran. Basic stuff. I'm telling you, tasawwuf, its reputation for some people is some really out of reach mysticism, and it's not. Look at the book I'm reading to you from Ibn Ashir's. If you just live by this chapter is literally almost all you need of tasawwuf. But just lock down the 7 limbs. If you want to lock down the 7 limbs, the one that activates all of them is the stomach. Here's the beauty of it. When you do this practice, and you will really get involved in this kind of dry fasting, let alone shadee fasting, but this dry fasting, not only does your spirituality get better and your iman gets better and your ability to avoid sins get better, your actual body looks better too. Your body will look better. I don't believe in any of these kind of diets and programs. Just stop eating. Simple mathematics, right? And I've seen it too. I've seen it in somebody who had a big stomach. And again, we're not shaming anyone who has a big stomach. Anyone could have a big stomach. I could have a big stomach. It's not shaming anyone. But due to simple old age, stopped eating and became skinny. Okay? So the math is the math. Now, if you want to get slightly more sophisticated, there are bad calories and there are good calories. Either way, you have to have a calorie deficiency. The easiest way to do that is not to eat or to limit the window of your eating. Eat for only like 3-4 hours a day. You set the times and you observe that. That's it. Everything else is just water. So you do have to decrease your calories, but you can decrease and have a small amount of bad calories. Sugars, processed foods, it will sit in your body as fat and your body will not know what to do with them and will take a lot of energy. And the proof of that is anytime we go to one of these restaurants that we go to, and we have to resolve this and find a solution for this, because we go to these places and we get the latest glazed wings and we love these things and fried. And then the milkshake with the whipped cream at the top. Every single one of us sits at the table afterwards. We're starting to sweat, first of all. That means your body's like, hey, stop. This is not good. We're all dragging at that point. And you walk to the car a little bit depressed, heavy, and not feeling that great. Why is that? The processed foods, to think about it, chemicals, oils, is not meant for the body. Allah tells you right away, through your body. Your body's not meant to have this stuff. Get rid of this stuff. So in the pull up the Nova chart, and that food chart tells you that at the top of that, it's what they call the 4th level. They're ultra processed foods. And this is the food that physically our human body is not intended, is not created to break these down. And if you look at kids with their teeth, I don't think any doctor has ever told a kid, hey kid, you're getting cavities, too many mangoes. No kid has been told that. It's the Skittles, it's the sugars that are made in factories that are stripped from their fibers and purified, pure sugar, stripped from the fiber. Right? Fiber is what makes the digestion of these sugars possible. So you see here on this chart that pink, that's what is deadly. You can eat a lot of, at the proverbial say, grandma's cooking, right? You can eat a lot of that. You don't feel the same misery, right? You feel heavy. Yeah, it's heavy, but it's not miserable after eating fast food. The first 3, acceptable. But the 4th one is what is deadly to us. And when we talk about banning this stuff, we're talking about 90%. Because it's not conceivable, and it's not from Islamic manners, that someone invites you, let's say, to a party. And how are we going to celebrate this event of yours? We're all going out to ice cream. It's not from Islamic manners to say, yeah, I'll come with you, but I'm a special diet and I'm superior to all you, and all you people are got rolls and I need to have abs. These are from the extremes that we've been talking about that we hate. So when we say cut it out, we're saying 9 out of 10 times. In other words, for yourself, cut it out. If a whole bunch of guys get together and it doesn't offend anybody that I'm not eating this junk, then I don't eat it. But also at the same time, if it does offend them and someone invited you and that's what they bought for you, we're going to eat it.